Is that like when we flip houses for a minute?
Rage flip! Sorry. Oh! You okay?
I'm okay.
Oh my gosh.
She's trying to break me again.
Again? I just got
a
breaking up the
off.
She did just
Got
get
a
cast
cast
off.
off that arm like 3 months
But I didn't
ago.
do it.
No, you did
No,
not.
but you almost.
But I was broken, therefore I could be broken again.
That's true.
But I'm
Now
not.
we've clarified that I'm not broken Jenny. Now or
Says
the
who?
past.
I went to X-ray.
Do you really?
No, I do not. I hate X-rays. They're loud.
Should we report it to HR?
HR?
Or HT is the case with this baby.
Okay.
I'm getting a new hat.
You're getting a new hat.
I got a new hat. I'm getting it today. I had it embroidered. So if you come see my new hat tomorrow, it's the best hat ever.
Did it say HTHR?
Does it
No.
Tokyo Hotel?
No.
Oh, we don't know.
No guesses.
Those are all my good guesses.
Yeah.
Alright.
You will love it though.
Okay, cool. Alright. Actually reviewing books today
Yes.
instead of talking about, cast removals and stuff. Alright. So I'm going to do all my Marvel now, and then it'll make us even-ish.
Ish.
Yeah, ish.
Oh
Ish.
yeah, even.
Okay. Of course, some of us, we're doing the exact same amount
Yeah.
of books, so.
Well, yeah.
Alright, so, Marvel. There aren't many Marvel this week that don't have mind-blowing stuff in them, so just know that you have to buy at least 5 to know all the really awesome stuff this week. So Al Ewing wrote us another amazing Immortal Hulk, so this is number 4. How to explain it? So the last 3 issues have been very seriously violent on the part of Hulk, his part, not necessarily Bruce's, but Hulk is super vicious and has no filters anymore. Not that he really did, but to people. Normally he's just smashing stuff. And he's been like ripping arms out and stuff. So, and this one actually deals with a reporter who is kind of hot on his case to try to figure out some more stuff about where Bruce is made next. And so she decides to contact his old college roommate, who actually is the same person who is Sasquatch.
Mm.
So, and many crazinesses occur, including a huge change in Sasquatch, which is mind-blowingly good. And in the last Death of the Inhumans, Donny Cates delivered on the title by killing Maximus and Lockjaw. And the carnage continues in this this issue, but it is kind of cool. You get to see Black Bolt really use his voice for the first time. Matter of fact, he actually delivers an entire speech. Not that you can hear it, of course, because if they let us hear it, it would shatter our eardrums. So, definitely a big read and a big death.
Does he have his speech written down? Maybe
No.
we can just read it
You
instead.
never know what it is. It just in narration described that it was epic.
Like a lion.
So it's left to us to realize, in our brain what it could be. Infinity Wars. The Prime that came out a week or 2 ago. Maybe it was just last week. We see Requiem, which is a major character that comes and defeats Thanos in the most epic of ways by removing his head from his shoulders. So
Sarah didn't know.
you haven't read it yet. Oh yes. Oh
That
my
was-
gosh.
that was my
Full
reaction.
decapitation, not like might be still alive.
Nope.
No, Thanos is dead.
Thanos is dead.
For now.
For now.
For now,
Of course,
of
there's
course.
all kinds of crazy things. So, in this issue, there's more stuff that goes on. Don't want to wreck a lot of stuff for you, but you do find out who Requiem really is.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it is not even like a last page reveal. They actually give it to us maybe 3/4 of the way through the book. And then we have a major death.
Another one?
Major death.
Another one.
Yes. And of course, Donny Cates wrote Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yep.
in which you actually get to see even more interaction. Remember, in the first issue, he actually steals baby Thanos, goes back in time and steals baby Thanos from his home planet, and is trying to figure out what to do with him. So he takes him to a bar and gives him a drink, of course, because he's baby Thanos. And no lie. And in which he has conflict. Basically, he knows about this bar planet. He decides he was going to use this planet because he knows that everyone on the bar planet is going to perish. And the reason he knows this is because he knows who's going to perish them. Because that person told him. Yeah, and it does have space sharks, no lie. There are space sharks in this book.
Are they giant?
Yes, they are.
That's really awesome.
So continue on in Donny Cates' insane run of Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Can I buy you a drink?
That would be nice. Talking, let me offer you some free advice.
Read this book!
Wait, is this from your favorite musical?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I
All
haven't
right,
picked a favorite musical.
That's not
So.
nice.
all right. Captain America in this gorgeous, gorgeous cover
Yes.
continues on its run of awesomeness. So Steve is still dealing with the after effects of having basically been made a huge enemy of the state as his evil self. Everything is still up in the air as for, like, now it's starting to question whether this Steve that's in this book that's been doing great things for the last 6 months or whatever, is this actually evil Steve? How do we know? How could we know? And by the way, I'm just saying there are at least 2 panels in this book with Kobik in them.
Of course. She's your favorite.
She is! I want to destroy everything. She just looks so cute though. What, me? I never break the universe.
Batman versus Bruce Wayne.
How would that happen?
Batman number 52. So, in 51, we saw Bruce Wayne get picked for jury duty. So now he's on a jury that just so happens to be in a case involving
Batman?
Revolving around.
Yeah, revolving around.
That still works.
Yeah.
Is this the only time jury duty is entertaining?
Jury duty is always entertaining, excuse you.
Okay. Sure, yeah.
Mr. Freeze, and how he may or may not have kidnapped and killed 3 women doing experiments on their brains trying to bring back his wife. That's what we found out in the last issue. In this issue, and then in the last issue, everybody was like totally ready to say guilty except for Bruce Wayne.
So they had to retrial and retrial and retrial.
So,
there was one
well,
person that didn't
because they
agree.
haven't, yeah, so right now they're going through all of they haven't done that part yet, but what they're doing in this issue is they're going through what the facts that they know and how maybe the facts aren't clear facts. It's really entertaining, and there's still a little bit of fight scene because there's, flashback to Batman versus Mr. Freeze, so.
So fans of 12 Angry Men?
Yes, yes, and I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a really good movie. Do you want to do one? Oh, you want to ask a question? Yes.
This is very obscure. Have one of you guys seen Third Rock from the Sun?
Yes.
Okay, so there's this one episode where the main character gets called to jury duty, and he accidentally meets the guy who's on trial, the right before the trial. And they're like convicting him of all of this stuff, and they have to keep doing a retrial because he's like, but he's so nice, and he's obviously not the guy that yeah, he obviously didn't do that.
I
don't
love
think
that
he did
episode.
that. It was a great episode.
Yeah, by the way, all the main characters in Third Rock from the Sun are actually not from Earth.
Yes.
Go watch it.
It's amazing.
If you haven't watched it, I believe it's still on Netflix. Or you can buy like the whole DVD set on Amazon for like, I think I bought it for like $5.
Anyway, back to this
So.
point. That was just
Good
a random
show.
side note.
Yeah.
I don't have a book to review today, so.
You want to do yours?
I was hoping you
Sure, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna start with Animosity number 15. I've not read 1 through 14, but I was still able to pick it up. This book is deep, guys.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is very deep. It's not like you kind of like, oh my gosh, that's intense. You got a kid trying to get adopted with like this group of kids talking about how everyone wants the dogs, but no one wants them. And then he gets adopted, and then she dies. And just sad stuff keeps happening, but it's very, very intriguing. But it's deep. Don't just be like, pick it up and be like, oh, I'm going to have a light read. No, be ready to have emotions.
Emotions are good.
Yeah.
They are, but you should be ready to have them if you're going to read this book.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're gonna dual
We both?
review this.
Yes.
Don't feel left out.
I'll do my really short one.
Okay.
Okay. Reclining Donald Trump.
It's true.
I thought this was supposed to be a fantasy book.
Well, this does have fantasy in the image.
Yes. Oh,
It
for sure.
absolutely has fantasy.
Absolutely. But
How does reclining Donald Trump sum anything up?
I'll show you
Have you
that.
ever
Okay.
heard the joke, I'm going to end global warming, I'm going to
just
make
be ready to wash your
CO2
eyeballs
pay
out with
for it?
soap after seeing that page.
I think it's
Just saying.
heavy.
Is it so not friendly to kiddos?
No.
I mean, it doesn't actually show anything, but it's, yeah, this is not a
This is not a kid-friendly book anyway.
It's an image book, so I should just tell you what you need.
Yeah.
What's this book about? Not about Donald Trump reclining.
No. No. I remember her name is V and his name is Ryan.
And they're
Good
in
at
love.
names.
Well, they said their names a lot.
They do.
And they're in love.
Yes.
Mhm.
As you can tell on the cover.
And the dragon approves.
Or
It's not a love story, it's about a beer run.
yeah. It's completely about a beer run.
What?
because, they were having a party.
So they're
And
like
they
a
ran out of
Bonnie
beer.
Clyde style.
So
like, beer
the-
run, or
The
is
two
it
guys
less?
that are
Going to get
they went to go get beer because they were having a party and they ran out of beer. So both of the people that actually live at the house leave the house.
Oh,
Or
that's
leave
dumb.
the apartment, which is not
That's
a
so dumb.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
With
they're
everybody
drunk.
still at the house,
Well,
waiting
I guess
on
it depends on how close you are
alcohol.
to those people, though. If
There's
you're
guys
not,
that show up.
show up from the internet.
yeah, that's the dumbest of dumbs.
And one of them pulls out something. I don't know, is it a game or a book or what is that?
I have no idea, but
It
it looks more like a
summons-
portable altar, maybe.
It summons this creature.
Yes. And yeah. I can't wait to read the rest of the series because it just looks awesome. I love the art. I was kind of not sure about the art style because I was like, that dragon, I can't tell if he's going like this or if that's part of his face. It's part of his face.
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, he's really terrifying.
Yeah, and there's some cool extras in the back of concept art and all that kind of cool stuff. So
Lesson learned. Don't leave strange people that answer social media about a party. And
especially
don't leave them
if
in your house alone.
goth is in their name.
Oh wait, no, full stop. That's not the lesson learned. Have enough beer on hand.
Yes.
That's
That's it. That's
Well,
it.
but how do you know how much beer you're supposed to have? You've never hung out with
You
these
can
That
never
was the
have
problem
too
with it,
much
is that they
beer.
did not expect a million people to show up
Yeah.
to their party.
They didn't expect that many people
Have
to
all
show
the
up.
beers. Have all the beers,
You
right?
can't fit all of the beers in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. I've tried.
Only some of the beers.
Most
Just
of
the fridge.
beers.
Just the whole
Like
fridge.
A keg or two, maybe.
All right, Jenny wants to do one.
Alright, speaking of people you met on the internet.
What a segue! That's the best segue.
Okay, so our villain, her name is Umber. I forget what her villain name is. She's just getting her powers and she's taking over in video game style. But the person who is guiding her down the dark path, instead of using her powers for good, she's talking to him online. And he's kind of manipulating her and getting her to do all this weird digital stuff. And Squirrel Girl and Miss Marvel and them are trying to like fix what she's broken, but at the same time they want to help her. But she ends up sending them with this guy's help to another realm where they're in an online game. I forget what they call it, what it's like. But let's face it, it's a knockoff of World of Warcraft. And sorry, World of Warcraft, we love you, Blizzard. So
Yes, we do. Overwatch is the best.
yeah,
You can totally sponsor the show anytime you like.
They're in this world and they're all like, oh, what is this? Oh, there's a level above our heads. So they're like grinding to leveling up and they're just trying all these crazy ways to find a way out of the universe. Can we beat the bosses and get out? No. Can we get kicked off the game? No. Can we find a loophole? Maybe.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Sounds good.
That's my review.
Great review!
Also, Marvel Rising is coming out as a TV series, and
Have
I'm
you
so
seen the trailer?
excited. It looks so good.
Trailer's good.
I'll watch it.
I give it 2 thumbs up.
I'm kidding.
I'll give it 3 thumbs up. If I had another thumb.
I knew there was something about you, Sarah. Does she have like the mutant extra arm?
No, I wish I did. That'd be cool.
Alright.
Hard to find a t-shirt.
I've actually been looking forward to this one for a long time because I could tell it was going to be one of those books that's like you're not going to get everything in the beginning. It's only going to give you a little bit and then you have
Did you
to
saw
work
the
for it.
bees on the front?
Oh no, I didn't. I'm not going to look now. It's called The Seeds. David Aha's cover here is amazing as always. You know his art from Hawkeye covers, which were all very stark white and red, gorgeous covers.
Solved it.
Hmm?
I solved it.
Me
You
too.
did?
Yeah,
It's not that hard.
in my
No.
head.
I think there's only one way in and one way out.
There is.
So, The Seeds is a really, really cool book. By the way, it's a Karen Berger book, so you know that she's edited it and it's been awesome approved. What, is there something on it?
Yeah.
So, it's a little bit of alien mystery. You're basically following around I want to say a reporter, maybe she's a writer, that's actually trying to get the next big hot story. It looks like it's like a bunch of little snippets of things. Some of it's about bees, clearly. It's got to be on the front. That they're trying, it's people are raising bees, I guess, and the queen has gone away, but they don't know where the queen went. And they're trying to decide if they're going to put a wild bee in the hive or if they're going to put. Anyway, I know it all means something in the actual storyline that is not really about bees.
The storyline is the maze.
Yeah, it's more about that term about seeds. There's some quotes in the beginning and end of the book you should pay attention to. It may be about the seeding of the human race. There may be aliens in this book.
Ooh, I like aliens.
Yeah. It's one of those books that you're just going to have to probably digest a couple times, honestly.
Mhm.
It's not one that's just like an easy how to describe this book.
That's
It's
how I
really,
feel.
really good. If you
That's
like
how I
tearing
feel
apart
about this
books,
one.
it's the right one.
That's how I like it. That's why kind of how I feel about this one after not having read number 3 of Justice League. I feel like I missed something in that one, but essentially, in one of the other issues, I skipped one of the issues, but I don't remember which one. We see Lex Luthor, and he is it's like one of those clubhouses for guys that it goes passed down. The membership gets passed down through the family. I can't remember what it's called.
Okay. The society?
Kind of, yeah.
So not Illuminati.
No,
Skulls
no,
or-
nothing like that. Because his dad was part of it, but in one of those issues, he kind of explodes it, but then there's like a door that appears. I think it's in the first issue, but I want to say it's in the first or second issue. And there's like the doorknob fell off that had a symbol on it. If you guys remember that, it comes back into play in this book. So I kind of had to think about what had happened. They kind of show you, but it also flashes forward 1,000,000 years into the future. Literally 1,000,000 years into the future. And Lex Luthor is basically the king of the universe.
But Lex is a human
You can be
Correct.
a king and be a human.
and live to a million years old.
There's
Why
time.
not?
There's kind of like a time space break.
It's a comic book.
Yeah,
It is a comic book. I agree with this.
Okay.
and it's very trippy, and I love it. And there's like a lot of, it's very sci-fi, and I really like it. And then there's like flashbacks, flash forwards. So I'm gonna have to probably read it a couple more times before I can give a better, review about it. But if you're reading Justice League, don't miss this one.
Woo!
So
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. We've been waiting on this for a while. So Eclipse, like most Image books, has taken a hiatus. They've started to do story arcs. It's kind of like when you're watching TV and they used to have an actual break in the storyline. Where you going with that, sister?
Johnny, you wanna know what's one?
Okay, but you can't.
It's from Seven to Eternity?
Okay, but we don't have our books out there in boxes.
No,
do we?
I'm putting it in his box.
Okay, but
To be bought
Steve
tomorrow.
won't know what not to sell.
He's not here.
Steve is standing right there in my line of sight.
no,
No,
Johnny Galindo is
Galindo
in it.
isn't here. He just called.
Okay, but I mean, we're putting books out there in the public realm that
I'm
are not
putting
allowed
them
to go out.
in his box, not in.
But I know, I'm just saying. But
Okay.
if Steve doesn't know, he might sell something that's new that he's not allowed to sell until tomorrow.
I'll be clear with him that he
Okay.
can't sell it.
Hopefully, those can't sell anything out there right now.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like them out there until after we close. All right, sorry guys. We follow the rules of Diamond very strictly, and
Yeah.
I'm super paranoid about it, as you can tell.
We
I'm like
won't
going,
even
I don't care that I'm live. No one's getting books until tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. So this is the beginning book and the next story arc for Eclipse. Congratulations to Zach Kaplan and group. This is also in development along with his other two comic books, Port of Earth and also Lost City Explorers. So all of his books are actually in development right now.
Oh, I lost my.
So I haven't cast this one yet, except for Ron Perlman as the, I call him the Daywalker, but it's the guy that can walk outside in the sun without melting, because that's what it would be like if he went outside in this storyline. So the story thus far is that there's been a huge solar flare that has made it so that no humans can be outside during the day. If you do, you completely melt. It shows it as you melting.
And like a wall is going to protect you now?
Yes. So you can actually hide inside and you're okay. It's just the sun itself will actually melt you.
What about windows?
You can't be in front of a window, clearly.
Okay.
And so there have been the main characters that have been in play, one of which is the daughter of a rich person, so she's been trying to be protected. She's actually kind of moved away from being on her father's side to being on another main character's side, who's actually trying to figure out who the white-skinned guys are that can actually walk in the sun. And when you start this book, just know that there were multiples of these fellows that have been killing people, but I think there's purpose with who they're killing. And the other ones have been killed.
That's right. I forgot that they were doing that.
Yeah, so these other guys have been killed. There's only one of them left. And whenever he kills, he actually writes scripture verses on the wall with the person's blood when they melt. So we still want to find out what the purpose of what he's doing is, but we get to see him clearly in this book. I think he's revealing himself to these two main characters, the daughter and the fellows that she's they're trying to figure out what's going on instead of just trying to kill. So in this issue, you can tell they get caught outside as the sun comes up, which you don't want to have happen.
Blackout curtains, guys.
No, it's not enough.
Not enough?
It'd
Just
be
for the
inside.
window?
Inside DVD.
Okay.
I think Jen's got.
Oh
Do
yeah,
I?
yeah.
I do. Okay. Long Lost Part 2. If you're ready to be blown away, they're underground, they walk, they find a well, they're above ground, someone wants to kill them, the book ends. That's what I got.
Spoiler alert! No, actually, Long Lost is actually one of those books that
It's
had tiny print run has actually been selling out.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just couldn't really follow it because I hadn't read part 1.
It's okay. So this is a second arc for them. So it's like, it says part 2,
Good art.
like number
Good
1.
art.
But
Very
there is
good
a
art.
first arc that you can find as well.
Cool. It's good art. Very good art.
Do Harley Quinn, number 47, Clockwork Harley.
Interesting
This is
outfit.
part 3 of the ongoing story arc. That I think this is the last part, but I'm not sure how the next, because it kind of it feels like a conclusion, but it could also still be, it could still go on to the next issue. Harley's not really Harley. She's as of late has been Hammer Harleen. She loves her hammer.
I'm so far behind in that book.
Oh, no.
Granny Goodness is in this book, of course, wanting to bring back.
What?
Who's Granny Goodness?
Who is Granny Goodness?
Granny Goodness.
I don't know who that
I don't know who Granny Goodness is. Teach me something.
Goodness.
Tell us about Granny Goodness.
Oh,
Is she good?
I said, oh my goodness.
Oh goodness, she's good.
Is she
So-
a goodnessly good person?
No, she's a villain.
Oh.
She is in the Forever Evil expansion of, or I guess the Forever Evil version of DC Dark Villainers. So that's the only way that I know who she is.
I was going to say,
That
I
and-
should know. I don't remember seeing her in books.
And well, she's been in more stuff, but not for very long. Basically, she wants to bring Darkseid back. That's her whole thing.
That seems like an unhealthy obsession.
It does
She
seem
loves
like a
him.
healthy obsession.
She
loves him. It's like Thanos
She
and
likes the
Wait,
bad
so
boys.
then Harley
It's like-
hasn't been Harley. What has Harley been then?
she's it's basically like one of her other personality kind of
Harley.
she's like Harley, because she's still Harley, but she's going by Hammer Harleen.
So
Yeah,
it's like another alias.
yeah, kind of. She's obsessed with this hammer that belongs to Granny Goodness.
So she's trying to get the hammer.
So she has the hammer.
Oh.
She's trying to she doesn't want to be a hero in this book, but she's totally being a hero.
Wait, so is this
She's
a
only
whole-
slightly
So
better
this
than
is a
Granny
whole different story
Goodness.
arc, right?
This is the part 3 of a story arc.
Okay.
So it's not the beginning of one.
Wait, is Harley Quinn good?
Well,
When she wants to be. When
She-
it serves her purposes.
she
more of a-
thinks she's good.
Okay.
Yeah, but-
In this run, she thinks that she is a good person, and she tries to be a good person, but she's not.
She doesn't want to be a hero in this situation. She just wants to get out of there.
Yeah.
But she, of course, convinces herself otherwise and to save the day.
She thinks she's good, but her definition of good is different than other people's definition of good.
If you like Darkseid, you need to be reading this story arc. So try to find 46 and 45.
Yep.
Because,
So
Granny
that-
Goodness.
that-
That's kind of like her and Poison Ivy are in the same boat because they both think that they're doing good,
But
but they're not.
they do good when it benefits them.
Right. Or benefits their goals.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to do Seven to Eternity number 10. This is the beginning of their new story arc. Full disclosure, I have not gotten to read the first story arc because we sold out of it so quickly every single time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you what I got from this issue, which I think I've got it pretty good. So the Whisper King has been, he takes
Sense
over, so he whispers promises, it looks like human, but they're, and if he convinces them to make a trade, the trade is very simple. So he offers them something really spectacular, like, you know, making their life longer or something like that. And all he asks is a mirror to be able to look through their eyes and to hear through their ears. But if they accept this, then he basically enslaves them, so they become his kind of like army. So if you accept any of the Whisper King's offers, it's probably he's double crossing you. And before the beginning of this arc, they've actually figured a way to sever his control over all the people or beings that he's had under his control. And there's a father and son relationship in which the father has a wasting disease that he is going to die from. And right before the beginning of this book, he's also made a bargain with the Whisper King to join him. The Whisper King the deal was that he would take away this wasting disease as long as this fellow would go with him. So you know that there's going to be an end to that bargain, and it won't be great. And so the father and son, which of course disagreed about these terms, have been separated. So the son's kind of following them along. It's a really crazy relationship that's going on amongst all of these guys. So there's a lot of characters in this book, really well drawn, and I highly recommend it, because if I can get that much out of just one issue, then and it's got some really cool female characters. Like this person right here, she's actually got 2 sets of arms. I don't know if you see it on the cover.
Oh yeah.
But she's got like super muscular upper arms that she carries a giant gun with, and then she's got just her arms crossed below.
Yeah, that's how they are drawn.
She wears a little halo. It's a cool look.
Jenny, do you want to do your rap?
Sure.
Did you make a Frozen rap?
I did.
Damie.
Start out as a joke, it's a decent book.
And this one is Frozen, number 1, Baking Boundaries, part 1.
Okay.
Disney Comics, Dark Horse. Formerly, I think that this series used to come out by Joe Books, but now it's Dark Horse.
Okay, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Am I ready? Okay, I'm ready. I think this week I'm gonna rap about Frozen, and honestly, I assumed I'd be dozing. This was gonna be a joke, to tell you the truth. Let's talk about the book and really get to the roots. Starts with another day in the village, nothing new. Oh, here we go. There's a wild animal on the loose. Mary wants to rescue the wild deer, and she knows what she's doing here. Also puts the deer in a cage of ice. Mary didn't know she could do that. You should have seen the look in her eyes. Something is going on in the western woods. You have to come now. Well, that can't be good. Elsa sends Anna to a meeting in her place. Oh, Maria is back with an odd look on her face. This meeting with the king is going bad. He wanted Queen Elsa here, and now he is mad. Some more stuff happens towards the end, but that's all you'll hear from me and my friends.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
I totally want to read it, because it sounds awesome.
It's pretty awesome. It's good for...
I only understood like 2 names in that.
Me too!
I've never seen the movie.
I've seen the movie, but I'm not proud of it.
I hear it's a fun movie.
It's a good movie.
I don't have any girls.
I watch it
boys
every...
were resistant.
I watch it when I
Sam
go
loves
to
that
the
movie.
dentist, because it's one of the options they have, so now every time I hear Frozen, I think about the dentist.
No, probably not as happy as you guys.
No.
Super Sons!
Adventures of the Super Sons, number 1. 1 of 12. The boys are back in town.
Yeah!
Okay, so this, I think it's the whole series. Takes place between issue number 16 and the special number 1, and it's so good. I don't really want to say too much about what happens. I mean, obviously, you guys are gonna pick it up anyway, because we always sell. Super Sons is one of the books that always sells out at distribution level, and this is a whole new group of villains, but they look very similar to ones we've seen before, but younger.
Oh.
Yeah. And you can kind of, if you look at the cover real close, you can kind of see it.
Or you can figure it out from
You
their
can
hands.
totally figure it out, especially that one.
Well, yeah. Yep. Yeah. That one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say anything about that, because I want you guys to be really surprised when they pop up. But
And I'm guessing there's no foul language in this one.
Oh no, there totally is. Damien's got a foul mouth.
But it's just rated T. How foul can it be?
Not a lot of foul language, but
Loose tea?
more
Loose
foul
tea,
than
maybe?
More foul than John would prefer.
Oh, yeah.
Watch your language.
He would just like G words.
Mhm.
Sorry. For me, G words are goodness, golly, gracious.
Gosh.
Gosh, yeah. I use them all the time.
Yes.
Or as my teenage son likes to say, G words! Because it just puts them all together and you don't have to say them all. Alright, hashtag G words.
Oh, I got my pretzel, by the way.
Good.
What's that got to do with anything?
Last week I read a book and I said hashtag Jenny wants a pretzel and people posted that.
That they wanted your pretzel. Excellent. Now everyone's hungry for pretzels again.
Yep.
I got my pretzel.
Alright, Go Go Power Rangers, number 12, part of the Shattered Grid. I'm not going to tell you very much about this issue, except that you absolutely should get it. And if you can find the issues before
love
this, for this whole series, has been amazing. Even if you haven't watched any Power Rangers since 1995, when you were getting ready for work, like me, you can totally jump in. Major things happen in this book, including one of the main characters turning. I'm not going to tell you good to bad, bad good. And if I see what I think I'm seeing in these last pages, a return of somebody, maybe.
I love that cover. It's really, really, really pretty art.
Really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I know it's the
All
5th week of the month, which usually means there's not any good books out. But that's a lie this time around. They were saving all the good stuff to the end of the month.
Or is it the first of the month? Because tomorrow's the first.
Oh, I guess it is the first of the month. Maybe this doesn't count as the last.
Yeah.
I don't know how they see it in the industry because
Yeah.
they shipped it to us, a week ago. So.
Every new beginning is all begins end. Do you remember that song?
Yes, I do. All right, everybody. I'm gonna say ta-da. Oh, also make sure if you don't know where you're going tomorrow for comic books, you look at comicshoplocator.com. You might just want to go on a vacation this summer. Still, you got some time and go visit some because there's some amazing ones all around the country.
Yeah.
Say hi to my friends when you go there. All right, I will talk to you guys next week. We'll have another Jenny wrap and Hannah hat.
Yes.
What's the Hannah's new hat?
New hat.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.